Joining us on this special broadcast is Special Public Prosecutor Mr. Jagtap, who's joining us on this broadcast. Sir, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. Let me straight away begin by asking you. Maharashtra police has basically gone ahead filing about 5 cases. Param Bir Singh has been named in multiple cases. He hasn't appeared before the police so far. There is an attempt that has been made by him to scuttle this entire investigation. What are the actions that the government is essentially planning against the IPS officer?
After the issuance of non-bailable warrant by the Honorable 8th Metropolitan Magistrate Court, Mumbai, now we will have an opportunity to seek or rather find Param Bir Singh at any place throughout the country. Wherever it is possible, we are going to search and attempt to arrest him. In the event he is not able to be arrested because of his abscondence, then under section 82 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, we will be able to seek a proclamation from the Honorable Court whereby we can seek his declaration as an absconding accused. The proclamation process will have to be completed after showing our sincere efforts at what steps we have taken for arresting Param Bir Singh after the issuance of non-bailable warrant. Now, after 30 days of that proclamation order is done, then we can also further apply under section 83 of the Code of Criminal Procedure for seeking attachments of all his properties whichever are located in this country. The only object of all this process is to see that the absconding accused would be compelled to attend the investigation by appearing before the investigation or by seeking his arrest.
Mr. Jagtap, as I understand, you will also have to convince the court as to what steps have been taken so far in order to arrest Param Bir Singh. Can you tell us a little bit more about what steps have been taken so far? Because several months have passed by, investigation has been going on. Have there been attempts that have been made by the Maharashtra police to go ahead and arrest IPS officer Param Bir Singh?
The state CID has sincerely attempted to find Param Bir Singh while serving a summons first issued by Chandiwal Commission vis-a-vis with the present case which is registered with Marine Drive Police Station bearing crime registration number 299 of 2021 at the behest of one Shamsundar Agarwal, who has come ahead and showed his courage to expose the extortion racket run by Param Bir Singh and his close business associate Mr. Sanjay Punamiya, and accordingly the summonses were, the notices were given to Param Bir Singh at his official residence at Nilam building vis-a-vis at his Chandigarh address. Persons were deployed, police personnel of course, to find out Param Bir Singh at his last known places. However, he was not found at the place which was declared by him in his government record, and therefore we were constrained to approach the Honorable Metropolitan Magistrate and seek his non-bailable warrant so that we can now start our action to find out anywhere, whichever the place we may find it necessary, and a person where he is likely to hide himself.
Mr. Jagtap, can you now confirm for our viewers, because this investigation has been going on for several months put together. So somewhere down the line, you will have to tell the court about the progress that you've made in the investigation. Can you confirm that IPS officer Param Bir Singh, former Mumbai Police Commissioner, was actually involved in an extortion racket along with others, along with other team members?
As far as the allegations leveled against Param Bir Singh in these many cases, particularly the first Marine Drive case which was registered on 21st of July 2021, specific accusations have been made by Shamsundar Agarwal that Param Bir Singh and his associate Sanjay Punamiya had started extorting money from Shamsundar Agarwal right from 2016 by registering a case against Shamsundar Agarwal and not to invoke provisions of Maharashtra Control of Organized Crime Act, Param Bir Singh had demanded 20 crores of rupees, out of which a plot of 9 crore was taken in the name of one Sunil Jain, and he is also under investigation in this Marine Drive case. Further, Param Bir Singh wanted to take 15 crore 50 lakhs, whereby the amount which was to be taken through Sanjay Punamia. Certain properties were also sought to be transferred at the behest of this Param Bir Singh's police pressure from Shyam Sundar Agarwal to Sanjay Punamia. So apparently it seems that investigation is positively progressing for unearthing this racket of Param Bir Singh and Sanjay Punamia run in this city by extorting money under the garb of false criminal cases and exploiting business persons.
Mr. Jagtap, do you all suspect at this point in time that there is a possibility that IPS officer Param Bir Singh was trying to mislead the government by putting out, for instance, he's produced a medical certificate from a hospital in Panchkula, essentially stating that he is undergoing some sort of a treatment. We are given to understand that a team of the CID had gone to the same very hospital. Can you tell us a little bit more about, do you all suspect that perhaps he was trying to mislead the government?
That may be a part of investigation, and at this juncture it may not be appropriate on my part to make any comment on that. But certainly that angle also has to be explored, and it has already been attempted to be found out whether the medical conditions sought to be pretended by Param Bir Singh are genuine or there is some substance in his claim. So that will be a part of further investigation, but at this stage it may not be appropriate to express any opinion on this.
Mr. Jagtap, let me also then ask you this question with regards to multiple reports essentially suggesting that perhaps disgraced officer Param Bir Singh has left the country. In fact, Maharashtra's Home Minister Dilip Walse Patil in an exclusive interview to Republic TV also spoke that there are reports suggesting that he could have left the country. In that scenario, what are the steps that you can take at this point in time?
After the non-bailable warrant and after the proclamation as well as attachment of the property, simultaneously for any criminal or any accused, we are having an opportunity for invoking red corner notice against Param Bir Singh to the Interpol or any accused who is involved in any of the crimes, as there is a possibility that in the event of he has absconded out of India or anywhere throughout the world, then it would be appropriate for seeking red corner notice assistance through Interpol, and thereby extradition process becomes easier. So we will be able to take necessary steps so as to verify whether he is actually absconded. It may not be proper on my part to declare that whether he is in India or out of India, but it's an investigation process. If it comes to a conclusion that he is not in India, then red corner notice proceeding to be initiated with the help of state government and central government's mutual assistance to each other.
One final question, Mr. Jagtap, before I let you go, with regards to the investigation that has been carried out so far and also the attempts that have been made by Param Bir Singh himself to scuttle this investigation. He hasn't responded to any other summons that have been sent out. And also not to forget that he is after all a DG Home Guard, so he is supposed to appear before, at least be in his office, discharge his duties. He's not doing that. So what happens about the criminal proceedings that are underway, and more importantly, these are some grave allegations, but he's still a serving officer. What about his suspension? Is the government essentially thinking on the lines of suspending IPS officer Param Bir Singh?
Again, that may be an administrative call. Being a special public prosecutor for the criminal cases, it may not be my cup of tea to put any opinion about his suspension. That will be a call taken by the appointing authority, and proper process will be issued in accordance with law. As far as his disgraceful approach and his racket of running a racket of extortion in the city is concerned, state government has not left any stone unturned for taking necessary actions, and we are attempting to expose all his illegalities by collecting relevant investigation evidence, and we are in a very positive step, and we are able to give a comfortable and positive result to the common man.
Well, thank you very much, Advocate Shekhar Jagtap, Special Public Prosecutor, for speaking to Republic TV and putting this into perspective. Big action now being taken by the Maharashtra government, application already being moved so that Param Bir Singh is declared as an absconder and further action can be taken against the errant officer.